Oh well. I was having technical difficulties getting the stream to start. The YouTube half of the multi-stream just would not start. Twitch is fine, but YouTube wouldn't start. I had to go around with some things. What was I doing yesterday? Talking to NPCs, I believe. Just chatting to everyone in the town, I believe. There's quite a few people, a lot of dialogue to go through. I wanted to work out where the captain was, if I could. Would probably be a nice view if it wasn't nighttime. Can't see anything at night.
What do you think of scale armor?
What?
Scale armor. What do you think of it? The ones all the keepers wear.
I think there's better to be had out there.
Sure, maybe it's easy to make and doesn't restrict movement, but it doesn't provide the best protection. Someone just needs to stab you between the scales and you're done for. Lamella armor is much better.
That's a little loud.
Being run through with a polearm or getting shot with a bow. It's also much more comfortable.
Laminar armor? What do you know so much about armor?
I read a lot about it. In Volume 4 of the Armourer's Almanac, Arden Shadowblade describes the differences between various types of armor. For example,
Shadowblade, what an edgy name.
But it's heavy. It also provides poor protection against blunt weapons, and its production is laborious.
So you've never worn any other armor apart from what you're wearing now?
No, but I have knowledge from books and a lot of thoughts on the subject. So
Yeah, that's
I know
fine.
what it would be like to wear different armor.
Well, you kind of know. So who's this Arden Shadowblade?
Shadowblade is a moniker. Arden is passionate
Yeah,
about weapons
I get
and
that
armor.
much.
He has great knowledge of materials, techniques, and history. A true expert. Everything he writes is interesting. I would love to meet him one day.
Why don't you tell this quartermaster of yours all the blacksmith that Laminar armor is about?
I told them, but they both said I know jack shit. Besides, the keepers rarely go outside the walls nowadays. Then the quartermaster added that if I don't like our equipment, he could send me out scouting in just my underwear.
Then maybe don't raise the topic anymore?
Perhaps you're right. But if somebody ever stabs me under the scales, I'll go straight to the quartermaster and give him an earful.
If you're alive. Do you know how to make Laminar armor?
Oh, of course. I mean, I've never made one. I'm not an armourer. but I've read so much about it that I'm sure it won't be a problem. Here's the page from the Armorer's Almanac that explains
Excellent.
the process.
Thanks. Okay, just free armor design, I guess. I designed my similar armor based on the illustration from page 38 of Marathons of the Great War, likely from the late 3rd or early 4th century. The original depicted Camelot's infantry wearing lamellar plates bound with leather straps. I replaced the leather with steel, prioritizing chest protection. Leather straps. So what, you replaced it with steel straps? How does that work? The armor passed my shooting test of 5 bolts fired from 10 steps, from crossbow, I guess. Only 2 partially penetrated. While some might criticize the steel's tempering or the crossbow's tension, the results will validate the armor's strength. The design offers excellent mobility, likely even better in its original form. It surpasses scale armor in protecting against upward strikes and is faster to produce than chainmail or plate. And best of all, it looks fantastic. Oh, it looks good, does it? I have to make some of that, perhaps. Again, not that I would be able to wear it, no doubt. Sounds like heavy armor, right? Surely. It's heavy armor, I most definitely won't be able to wield it. Or wear it, I should say. Wait, where is this? Oh. I was looking for this. I can go in. Oop. God's key. Okay, I need a God's key. Surely that shouldn't be too hard to find. There's gods everywhere, right? Just need to figure out how to pickpocket. That is apparently a thing, but can't seem to do it. Now that I think about it. Perhaps... okay, there's nothing under stealth involving it. There isn't any skill points from pickpocketing. There's buffs to stealth, but nothing specifically for like thievery. There's so many things to put points into. Really need more level ups. Oh. Can I talk to you? No? Can't wake you up? Alright. Odd place to sleep. I hate the controls. How's my weight? Wait. I have armor weight? Just realized. Wow, that's really like Dark Souls. Oh, that's just better than what I've got. Six endurance? Wait, that's really nice. Wow. I would need 6 endurance, huh? Sounds amazing for me, though. This is the captain's quarters. Right? Wait. That man sleeping. What was his name? Frederick? Captain of this place, a man named Red Arm. Okay, that's not him. That is someone else. Okay, I need a guard's key. And basically, into the cell. Yeah, guard's key. Gotta find that somewhere. Do that and then gain access to a captain early. Wow, we're having to jump through hoops for the quartermaster. I mean, I'm probably going to do the various quests anyway, but I don't really like being roadblocked, like I am. Plus, he's a dick. Can't jump this? Oh, no, I can. Of course I can. Acrobatics is a thing, so I definitely can. As long as I can jump high enough. The refugees. Where are the refugees? Are all the guards sleeping? Well, the keepers. Yes. Wait. Actually, let me pickpocket. Wait. Oh, is that chance to be caught? What is that? 8? Oh, it's just... That's how much gold he has? Wow, he actually had 53. It was so high, I thought that was a chance to be caught or something. No, he just straight up has a ton of gold on him, alright. Okay, so I can pickpocket. Nothing friggin' useful found though. Oh, hang on. Flower? Oh, okay, they didn't like me jumping around. I'm trying to steal flower, but I'm too small to reach whilst crouched. Damn it. I need it for that recipe, that pie recipe. Wait, stash? Oh. Oh. Okay. I don't think these really weigh much, so I can just... How much do these weigh? Hang on, what is actually weighing me down? Okay, I don't know why I have a super spin on me. Well, I do know why I have a super spin on me, but certainly don't need it. So these all do weigh a little. Probably adds up. Okay, I have a question. Can I cook from stash? I can sell from stash. So there's a lot of things I can just dump, I think. Common. Anything common, I think. Perhaps I just complete, yeah. So much. Putting everything in here and then hoping I can craft from stash. I'm not sure if I can. I fear that I can't. Regardless. This is so much I'm carrying around. I'll just take the ingredients out to craft it if I have to. As annoying as that is. That reminds me. What is this doing? Do I just hold the wand? Oh, I can block with it. Huh? Has damage apparently. Blocking deflects incoming projectiles. At the cost of mana. Carrying deflects and duplicates incoming projectiles for free. Okay. I need to remember to mute myself drinking. Keeps picking it up. That's a little weird. Do I even want that? Oh. I don't even have my dagger anymore. That's not good. Seven dexterity. It requires so much. Parrying sword. I should be able to equip that. Don't know if I actually need to. This dagger is so cool. Multiplies sneak damage by double. That's so nice. Uh. Yeah, I can bring the Pang sword with me. 3 decks I should be able to achieve. Jan's Boars? Who's that? Oh, this is Jan's Cause. Oh, you. This is where you sleep, huh? Wait, have I met you?
Oh, sorry.
No, I
Who are
haven't.
you? I'm terrible with faces. Either way, glad to make your acquaintance. I'm Jan Heber, a
What
physician
is that on your
raised in
face?
Camelot and trained in the Royal Academy.
Are those glasses? Is that stuck to your forehead? You know anything about what's wrong with Cohen, the Bitten Keeper?
No, and I'm reluctant to admit that I'm unable to help.
I
in
forgot
this
I have
matter.
to investigate
Cole's
that.
symptoms are unlike anything I've ever seen. I'm certain it's not one of the usual maladies carried by wild animals. As for the bite on Mahon, although it was a nasty wound at first, it healed very quickly. On call, it's barely visible.
The recipe you were just whispering to yourself? What was he whispering? I
It's
have no
some
idea.
local witchcraft I've been trying to make sense of. I guess I'll find out when I try it.
Try it on yourself.
Experience is the best teacher.
Unless you die.
I'm not testing anything on the others. Graham the Mad, a great Camelotian physician, used to say that a real doctor would never give his patients something he hadn't tried on himself first. A wise approach, which I follow myself.
Graham the Mad. Don't you see the irony? Yeah, I wonder why he was called that. What a mystery.
What irony?
You could try it on me. Yeah,
Oh, that was unexpected.
I have healing potions.
Here, take it. What will happen, I have no idea. But please, tell me, if you live to find out.
If you live to find out, yet you were planning on drinking it? Isn't that dangerous?
Pursuit of knowledge is always dangerous. That's why it's reserved for only the bravest of the brave. It takes true guts to face the unknown, to realize just how little you know, and how insignificant you are to the world.
So you're a fan of local remedies, huh?
I was classically trained in the proper art of medicine by the scholars of Camelot. The things they do here, they make no sense. No sense at all. Most of this stuff shouldn't even be effective. Yet it seems to work wonders on these simple-minded, tough-bodied people here in the South.
So why'd you even study this stuff?
Shipments from Camelot are late, so I'm running low on supplies. If I'm not able to treat them, they'll start complaining. And Fergus doesn't like when people complain, especially when it comes to their health.
Does
He
anyone
truly cares
like
about them,
complaining?
I've got to admit. He doesn't care much about anyone else, though.
You look like you're in dire need of sleep.
I don't dream about anything anymore, so sleep feels like a waste of precious time. Fortunately, back in Camelot, I found a mix of remedies that can keep me awake for a whole week. It was quite popular in our study group.
Sounds unhealthy. Care to share the recipe?
Oh no, every physician needs his secrets. But I can sell you some if you promise not to tell any of the higher-ups.
Why wouldn't you want the leadership to know?
There are side effects.
Of course there are.
You won't fall asleep for a while, but the moment you do, well, you'll feel like you died and came back to life, only to die again. So you either take the next dose, or endure it. I can endure it because I don't have a post to attend to. But our brave soldiers, well, that'd be risky.
Ah, hence that guy on the wall who isn't quite with it. And if I do tell someone?
Well, they already trust my word. I'll be sure to deny everything.
Smart.
Moreover, I'm in the position to raise my prices or to refuse to sell you medicine, whichever suits my mood. I'm honestly quite offended you're even asking.
What exactly are you doing here?
Healing diseases, sometimes cutting people open.
Same.
Oh, and pulling out teeth seems to be a leading cause of concern for everyone around here. Me pulling teeth in the arse end of the world? My friends back in Camelot would laugh their brains out.
Is there anything I can help you with?
Why would you, though? Don't you have better things to do?
Apparently not. Not really. Not in the moment. Trying to get in the quartermaster's good books.
Aha, got it. So you're up for work not out of the goodness of your heart, but for your own selfish plans.
Until I find a key. Doesn't everyone have an agenda?
Good point. That is a very good point. But all right, if you're a mercenary, then I do have a job for someone who'd be willing to risk their life in exchange for material goods.
Okay. Just tell me what needs to be done.
Straight to the point, eh? All right. I need someone to perform a ritual within a stone circle nearby.
A
You
ritual?
go there, read a spell, do whatever needs to be done, come back and tell me exactly what happened.
You don't even know what it does? Isn't your fascination with druids illegal?
In Camelot, maybe, but this far south? Nobody cares. I've spent my entire life digging through scrolls and books in pursuit of their knowledge. I've been reading about their rites and the descriptions of their rituals. Look, I'm sure they were onto something. They knew much more than we do, but it feels like there's a veil wrapped tightly around that knowledge. It's like I need to find the right spell, the right ritual, something that will unwrap it for me.
Uh, shop. What you got? Wait, you selling spells? Ooh. Someone who sells spells. Lightning? Can jump between enemies if I heavy cast? Ooh, that could be useful. AoE. That is not the sheet fireball burning ember spell. I hate that thing. Venom flick. Look up. Poison projectile. Okay, that sounds a lot like this spell, just poison. Especially that heavy cast. Just a larger poisoning glob. Shoots a larger burning ball of fire. Getting damage in a small area. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Going by the wording, I'm not touching that. Small chilling projectile. Shoots a larger chunk of chilling ice. Wait. Huh. Why do these heavy casts have 0 damage? Does that suggest AoE? That's very strange. Or that can't be correct. I mean, they obviously do damage, right? This flickball really has high damage. I mean, it does cost more. Well, actually, the light cast costs more. The heavy cast is actually cheaper than these spells. But it actually does give me damage numbers. These don't. It might be worth getting. There's so many recipes I can buy. Well, I guess I know what I want to do with all my money now. Locks mana at 100%? Huh. Is that just infinite mana for 10 seconds, I think? Rejuvenation potion. That could be good. Wow, buying the potions is extortionate. Coating weapons. Huh? Selling gives absolutely nothing. Everything sells a jack shit. It seems good, but I don't even know if it's worth. I don't know if any of these are worth. So many balls. Ah, good news. I seem to be able to craft from the stash. Fuck yeah. I was worried about that. I can. Hell yeah. Alright. Talk to some of the NPCs I previously spoke to. Investigate about that guy who got bit. Kitchen? Oh, I haven't been in here. Is there gonna be a chef in here? Cook of some kind? And out with a quest?
Ah, shit. Another mouth to feed. Virgas must have been off his rocker if he thinks I can feed everyone with the little he gives me. I'm serious. If we don't open the keep soon, we'll have to start eating rats. Not that I can't cook them in a way that makes you think it's chicken.
Rats probably don't taste too bad, right? Maybe. I mean, I've never had any meat that I thought was just awful. Or at least, I mean, there's this meat I've had that's tasted bad, but it's more because it was just cooked badly, you know? Then again, there's more exotic meats that I haven't really tried. Most of the meat I eat is, you know, stuffed bread to be eaten. Stuff that we know tastes good, plus we breed, raise them. Like the fact that a certain meat is exotic suggests that it perhaps doesn't taste that great. Which is why it's not more common. Well, not necessarily. Some things just aren't. Some animals just aren't, you know, very tameable or good to breed on a large scale after all, I suppose. But yeah, rats probably don't taste that bad, surely. Surely. You'd get no meat on them, though. They're so small. Are you always this angry?
It's a good thing you didn't start with calm down, or I'd have shoved my cleaver up your arse. Yeah, I'm pissed off.
Wow.
Because our gracious sovereigns recently decided to let in a bunch of refugees from the villages. They say they're running from the weirdness, but who knows, really? So now I have even more hungry mouths to feed. And since the captain ordered the letdown of our keep, the supplies are dwindling a lot faster than I'd like.
Lockdown of the
I
keep.
can make you 1,000 different dishes based on fish and grouts. But come on, even the keepers need some variety in their lives.
The building I was, well, it's the building I got into with the locked door. I can go outside the walls. Do you need anything specific? You want me to hunt for some food for you? Some venison, some fish. Sounds like you have plenty of that already, though, going by one of the other keepers. He's complaining. Yeah, raid some farms soon.
Well, an adventurer, are you? Ah, I'm good for now. But if you find something interesting, you can drop it off
Interesting?
here. And as a sign of
What does that
goodwill,
mean?
I'll allow you free reign of my kitchen. If you need to cook something, go ahead.
I could just do that with a small fire on the ground anyway. Could you teach me some recipes? Now that could be useful. I feel like I use the meals a lot more than I use potions right now.
Oh, this is new. Maybe we'll get along after all. The dimwits here never want to learn, only eat.
Well, to eat, you have to learn. In my case, at least. Is there anywhere around here to get a good meal? Why am I asking him that?
Oh, you're trying to piss
Right.
me off, aren't you? If you don't like my food, then get lost.
I haven't
Go to
tried your food.
Ron's Tavern and stop wasting my time.
There's a tavern? Where the fuck is that? Great, what do they serve there?
What do you think they serve on the coast? The same damn thing as here. Bloody fish!
Hey, fish is pretty good.
Come crying to me when you start missing my fried cod.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Where can I find Ron's Tavern?
In the fishing village. That's where the guards retire to sit on their asses and fart. Or sit, fart, and drink themselves into a stupor.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Sounds like a good life. Doesn't seem like you're in a hurry to retire.
Hell no. I'd rather stay useful here and drop dead at my stove than waste space over
Alright.
there.
Respectable.
If someone's still fit to work but chooses to laze around all day instead, they should be kicked out. Not rewarded with free beer.
The beer's free? Oh man, no wonder they're getting drunk. Oh wait, oh you have recipes here. Okay, I have that. It doesn't tell me I've learned it. That's annoying. I wish it would do that. I don't want to buy recipes I've already learned. Do I have that? I don't think so. I don't think I wrote that either. I'm wondering if I need to even buy these recipes. Or will I find them? That's what I'm wondering. I don't want to buy something if I'm just going to find it, you know? I'll leave it. I don't think I'm desperate for, like, food right now, I think. Consumables, dishes. Undercooked. I made a lot of undercooked food, I think. Actually, don't have that much. Actually, could probably do cooking a bunch of meals. Nice. I can make quite a lot, actually. Mum's pie. I need to make one of these. I'm missing that flour. Wait, he surely has flour in here, right? Surely. This is a kitchen. You've got flour, right? Every kitchen has flour. Right? Maybe not this one? Your kitchen actually has barely any food whatsoever. Oh. There is a locked chest, to be fair, so maybe it's in there. And this place is a shithole. This is where you're making food? For everyone? On your own? Yeah, that sucks. No wonder he's angry. Oh, hello. This is not stealing. And there's so much. Holy crap. Wait, why is that not stealing? What? Oh. Pull out office memory.
This feeling, it was so strong,
I almost missed that.
so real. I remember now, the weight of it, the power. This blade was never just steel. It was a part of me.
Sure, makes sense. Everyone thinks of when everyone thinks of Excalibur, they think of Arthur. So Excalibur holds a piece of your soul. We knew this.
Yes, the sensation is unmistakable, but it carries
Guessing I can't take it
more
out.
than my soul. It carries a part of my legacy.
What does that mean? Why can't I draw the sword? Not enough high enough strength?
A sword like that, it doesn't yield easily. It demands strength of body and of will. You'll need to grow stronger before it will choose you.
Wait, I actually need strength? Or is it just suggesting I need to be higher level? Okay. Trying to draw it just hurts me. Okay. Why does it tell me to set a bonfire? Tell me about Excalibur.
It's more than a sword. It's a promise. A blade that stands for unity, for strength, and for hope. It wasn't just mine. It belonged to Avalon. Every swing, every battle was fought for the land and its people. But Excalibur is also a burden. It demands more than just skill. It demands purpose. Without that, then it is just steel.
Yeah, see, I can just cook it anyway. What am I leveling at this point? I need to increase dexterity and practicality and perception. Endurance is probably a good idea as well, though. Strength's max stamina? Oh shit. Hmm. Is that the tavern? Is that where the refugees are? Where are the refugees? Hmm.
Hey, you're heading to the village, right? Tiernan should let you in.
I don't know, am I?
Take this medicine to my father, will you?
What?
Goban is a loud man. You shouldn't have trouble finding him.
Is the village this way? Oh god. What's in it for me?
Offer. Seriously?
Yes.
You'll have my eternal gratitude.
I don't even know who you are.
Nothing more for now.
What?
Go on. Take it. Come to me afterwards.
Your father lives in the village? Why is there so much dialogue on this guy? Holy fuck.
Ah, he is the Sarf too. In fact, he was the builder before me. Now he's just an old fart angry at the world. But a father is a father, right?
Yep,
We may hate
true.
each other, but as long as I can help him, I will. Hence the medicine.
What's wrong with your father?
If Haber doesn't know, then I don't either. So we keep trying.
Give him a health potion. Why won't Tiernan let you in?
Because he received orders not to let any keeper through without a pass. And I
Oh.
don't have one. I've already used mine. Guess what I used it on? That's right, bringing medicine to my father. When that Egypt gets an order, he's like a priest who stumbled into an orgy. He's got a stick up his ass. Nothing gets through him.
Okay, nice description. Are the keepers allowed to have wives and children?
Not all keepers have been here their entire life, you know? He got me before he joined the Horns. Serves me right for wanting to find him, stupid son of a bitch. If only I knew what it would entail.
Do you regret becoming a keeper? I'm assuming so.
I don't know. Following my old man here was all I ever wanted. Never saw myself as anything else. Tried picturing myself as a husband, a father once. But, nah. I wouldn't know how to raise a kid.
Same.
Just mess them up. Like father, like son, I guess.
Same. So, can anyone become a keeper, no matter their age?
Well, no, of course not. We're not priestesses of the All-Mother. A woman can be an old crone and still devote herself to the All-Mother. But a man's got to have some fight left in him to be a keeper. Old
So,
enough to hold a sword,
yeah,
young enough to not break under its weight.
makes
We all
sense.
got different roles around the keep, sure. But at the core, we're warriors. Don't forget that.
Why the second lighthouse? Ah, finally, someone can tell me this. Hey, Emma.
If I had a gold coin for every time someone asked me that, I could fund the damn thing myself. Look, it's Camelot's orders. I get paid to follow them, not to question them. If they want to throw money at us to keep up appearances, that's their problem. I'm not about to stop them.
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you? So he doesn't know? Or there's no reason?
Stay out of trouble.
Tradition or something? Okay. That's the village? Oh, okay. More people to talk to. I'm never leaving this place. I'm gonna be here forever talking to people.
Oh, mother have mercy. Not another one. If I let you pass, will you promise not to make any trouble?
No. I don't know. Trevor always seems to find me. Stream was going alright. Apart from some technical difficulties I had at the start.
That's just my luck. Take the post, Tiernan, they told me. You'll be looking after a village full of old farts. That's practically early retirement, they said. What a load of crap. There's always something. If it's not the deck falling apart, it's a refugee running around biting people.
Sure, Emma. Said a refugee is biting people? I think we know about this.
Well, to be fair, he only bit one person. But it was a keeper. I know Mahone can be a piece of shit sometimes, but gods. Now both of them are sick. And Haber's got no clue what's wrong. Which is the only reason that refugee isn't dead. Yet. So, he's sitting in a cage. His wife's crying all day and everyone's pissed. Meanwhile, I'm stuck in the middle of it all.
Why haven't you upgraded your channel? Is there a reason? I have no idea how to. Honestly. Maybe this isn't a job for you.
No need to tell me that. But I can't just go back to patrolling the walls. I'd be a laughing stock. I'd rather sit here and hope everything works itself out. I mean, everyone's gotta die someday, right? So whether it's me or them, at least my problems will be over.
Send me a DM if you want, Emma. I'll look after stream. Has anything else happened recently?
No, not really. Fortunately.
What happened to the deck?
The deck? Nah, just old wood. Honestly, it's the least of my problems. But I've got no way to fix it. Dara's always busy with his lighthouse, and every time I try to do it myself, someone else needs me for something. I can't even sneak out to the tavern because last time some rich bint started complaining that everything here smells of fish. That's a seaside village. What else would it smell of?
I do have Discord, but no offense, but I'm not going to talk to a stranger on Discord. I've had too many people try to send me strange things over Discord, but I don't know. I can help you fix the deck.
You do that? That would be a huge relief. Well, maybe not huge. There are bigger problems, but it'd be a start. Truth be told, I don't know why they want it so badly. It's for boats. No one here even uses boats. But, well, you know how it is with old folks. Once they get fixated on something, there's no point in arguing. I'd pay if I could, but this was supposed to be my job. The budget's long gone. But if you're interested, I could teach you a thing or two about home decor. Not exactly standard keeper knowledge, but
Home decor? What?
we all have our secrets.
You're into home decor? So strange.
Surprised? Can't blame you. This might sound odd coming from someone stationed at a glorified fish bucket, but I've got a thing for furniture. The only thing more mismatched than the barracks around here is my career choice. But, yeah, I like imagining places where things fit. Where chairs don't wobble, tables don't look like someone hacked them together with a dull axe, and beds, well, beds don't feel like they're plotting your murder while you sleep.
I wouldn't have guessed you were into furniture.
Not exactly a secret I broadcast. Most folks see me as Tiernan the Grumbler. But hey, we've all got something that keeps us sane, right?
Sure.
Mine just happens to be daydreaming about nicer chairs.
Tell me more about that rich bint you mentioned.
Oh, she's a real piece of work, that one. Her name's Lady Elisa. Something. I don't remember. She came here with her husband. Poor man. I never heard him get a word in. You know, sometimes I regret not getting married. But if I had a wife like her, I'd just end up being a keeper all over again.
Wow. Decorations? Really? Wow, these are so expensive. I'm not talking over Discord, Emma. Sorry, but it's not happening. $1,000, $1,200, $1,800, $3,000? Yeah, that is insane. What about IG? Instagram? No. I do.
I hope Kate isn't making Morris do anything horrible. Do you need help settling in, dear? This isn't the best day to start a new life in this place, but we don't always get to choose, do we? What a nasty business with that boy. I'm almost glad my Morris isn't here for this. He's such a bleeding heart.
Boy. What happened with that boy you mentioned?
Oh, I'm not sure, love. I don't move around too much. I just heard about that fight with the road keeper, and now poor Cole's locked up in a cage. Him and Patrice make such a lovely young couple. They remind me of Morris and me when we were their age.
I'm not a refugee, I just have some business in the keep.
I'm sorry, dear. I hope I didn't offend you. I'm still not used to all this. You see, I was born in Little Grove and thought I would live out the rest of my life there, working in the orchards in the mornings and drinking warm cider with my beloved in the evenings. We never wanted to see the world. I guess sometimes the world doesn't give us a choice, does it? That's what people say, but I never agreed. I weathered many storms with my Morris, coming out stronger each time. Avalon taught us to cherish the little joys of our everyday life. Without those lessons, we wouldn't have survived what happened to our village.
I'll have a look after Emma. Alright. I've got your name.
Little Grove was raided by bandits, a local gang that had been terrorizing the area for months, growing in numbers with each raid. Their leader, Bald Kate they called her, somehow got hold of a branding iron used to
What
brand
name?
outlaws. After pillaging a village, she'd brand some men and women of her choosing. That way, Kate made sure nobody would ever help them, and that they'd have no choice but to turn to her if they wanted to survive. My Morris used to be a skilled tanner. I guess that's why she picked him.
It's a brutal but efficient way of recruitment.
It is, isn't it? Kate is nothing if not resourceful. It's a shame she doesn't put that talent into helping people instead of hurting them.
Where's your husband now?
I don't know. The keeper at the gate turned Morris away because of the brand on his face. I would have left with him, but I was sick and exhausted from the journey, so I promised to join him when I got better. Except now, I've no idea where to find him.
Well, I guess I'll be finding him, huh? You know where he might have gone?
No. He only promised that he'd find somewhere safe, but I'm not sure if there is any such place left in the south.
I'll keep an eye out for your
God
husband.
bless you, my dear. That's all I could ask for. Please, let me know as soon as you learn anything.
Alright. Shouldn't be hard to find. Just look for the bandits with the brands on the face, I guess. So, what's it like living here? I'm guessing it's pretty shit.
At first, it wasn't so bad. But now it gets worse every day. We just sit around here, doing nothing. Don't get me wrong, we have food, we have a roof over our heads, and we're grateful for that. But no one trusts us enough to let us do any work. None of us wants to be a freeloader, as they call us. I wouldn't mind a task or two to earn my keep and to take
The
my
way she
mind off my
pronounces that.
troubles. I might not be all hale and hearty, but I've still got two good hands, which is more than you can say about some of the codgers living here. Take care of yourself, love.
Branded and exiled. Yet another quest.
The sun doesn't rise the same
Ooh.
anymore.
Free parsley. Nice. This is not a village, this is shantytown on the beach.
Just passing through.
Damn. He was sleeping here? Oh, my onion now.
Each day feels heavier.
A bear pelt? He could have sold that for some food, surely. Hello.
I've already told you I'm not going anywhere. If you want something from me, then... Oh. I don't know you.
Oh shit.
I'm Dugald. You're not one of us. And you're not a local either.
You could have chosen a better time to come here. Kind of poor ambience, if you know what I mean.
Well, at least we have a roof over our heads.
How'd you end up there?
My boy Frank and I came here with the others. We left our village because... we had to.
Why?
Well,
What does that mean?
I had to.
Why?
But Frank is a good lad.
You're a criminal?
He came with me. I took him in, you know.
Found the poor sod at the mill, sleeping in the hay. He was chilled to the bone back then. But I could tell he'd be a strong lad once he thawed out. He used to help out on the farm.
You know where he comes from?
He's young, but he already has a couple of tattoos.
Huh.
Tribal ones. Means he must have been cast out of the Del Rita.
So the Del Rita
First, the people in our
humans,
village
but
gave him
just
dirty
tribal?
looks. But then they realized he wasn't a bandit.
He was a good, hard-working kid. Then they started to treat him as one of their own.
Did he tell you why he was cast out?
Ah, Frank is a quiet boy, and he doesn't talk much about himself. I feel like those days with the reader are long buried for him.
Rita, not Rita? Okay. Where are you from?
Roscree. Few shacks and a small field of grain. I was a miller back there. My daughter married a good, hard-working man. Eventually, I gave them the mill.
Still helped around, but wanted to let the young folks learn how to work.
Gave them the meal. You look pretty
His
young.
kid, Frank,
Everything seemed to be going pretty well.
Something happened?
Of course, something happened. Life here can't just be bearable. Oh no. Everything has to get screwed up somehow.
That's how it goes.
In this cursed land. My dear Trina and her bairn. They got caught by a weird beast. I started to hit the bottle and finally, my son-in-law kicked me out. I left Roscree. And so did Fran. He says he has some kind of life debt. And he won't leave me alone until one of us drops dead.
Sorry about your daughter and grandkid.
I'm sorry too.
How's life then?
To be honest, I'm a bit confused about what's going on. Usually it was me who yelled at everyone, and now I feel like a drudge. And this nasty thing with Coll. Poor lad. Shouldn't have ended like that. He and Beatrice got along very well.
Beatrice, I need to talk to her then.
When I saw all these wrinklies around here, I thought this place would suit me.
Wrinklies?
Then all this shit
Ah.
happened.
Everyone else is pretty old, huh?
Stay here long.
Yeah, they should give them work instead of just having them stand around, do nothing. Don't know why they don't. Suspicious of them or something.
The sun doesn't rise the same anymore.
Taking your food. Hope you don't mind. Don't worry, I'll pay you back with dialogue.
Something happened. Frang listens.
Oh, you're Frang? Oh yeah, hence the tattoos, huh? Ah, do you know a Dariada? It was Dar, wasn't it? Not Ta? Dariada named Control?
Conquer.
Conquer. Conquer.
Strong. Important name. Not seen in the south for a long time. Must be dead.
Probably. Be right back. I'll have a look after stream, Emma. I got your message. You're not from here, are you?
I'm not from anywhere. Frang is attached to nowhere. I found a home with Dugald. I owe him a life debt.
You're very serious. You're from the Dariada.
Frang was never a dull reader.
A reader.
Without a name.
Reader, not
A name.
Riada. Alright.
In the tribe. Like me. And if that lasts too long, you must leave.
Huh.
I left and became Frang. Frang. A name. And not a name.
What happened?
Nothing happened to Frang. A stray, taken in by a miller. That's all.
Would you like to be a Dar reader?
Frang cannot be a dull Riada.
Riada.
His mother was.
Never gonna remember how to
The
pronounce
tribe
that.
decided that he was not worthy of a name. That is why he's not of the tribes.
Your mother wasn't, but your father. His mother was, but I'm guessing his father wasn't then? What do you think of the Horns of the South?
A place without a leader. As I see it, it will finally fall apart. One way or another.
How do you know?
There are no tales about a place that survived without a strong leadership. And it's not about kings, nobleshites, or chieftains. Titles are just words that pull the wool over a man's eyes. What's needed is a strong soul with a strong name. And their names mean as much as Frang's, which is to say, nothing.
What about the people you came here with?
Now they're a bit like Frang. Strays with no home. But three's is strong, despite what happened with Cole. Ellis. He's funny. I like him. Rawson. I know nothing about her. And Dugald. A man who became Frang's father. He has my gratitude.
How about the people living here?
Don't bother.
Okay. Have you met the keepers before?
Frang never met the keepers, but the unnamed boy did. Once, a few of them, many years ago, we fought. The unnamed boy survived even though he showed fear. Shouldn't do that.
Why did the unnamed boy fight with the keepers?
The keepers approached the camp of the boy's people, but that past does not belong to Frang.
What? Okay. Okay, what about you? Alice?
Nothing changes.
Frank thinks you're funny. Funny?
Come to put me in the cage.
Maybe. Depends how funny you are, friend. Alice. Yeah, it's an official order.
What? You had me there. I like you already. Such a mess, isn't it? Cola's all right, and Beatrice. What a shame. Such a fine girl. Anyway, I'm Ellis. Nice to meet you. What do you need?
I don't know yet. Frank, what can you tell? What can you tell me about him?
Frank? That boy is golden, I'm telling you. Smart, nice, quiet though. He keeps his head down. Only once did I see him angry, and whoa, that was something. I thought he was going to kill me on the spot. That was back on the road, right after we met. We came here later.
Frank got angry at you?
He sure did. I nicked Dugald's roast squirrel.
Oh.
It was the last one. Supposed to be his. But I forgot. I felt really bad about it. Normally, Dugald would tear me a new one. You know how it is. Miller's blood runs hot. But when Frang lunged at me, Dugald was speechless, completely shocked. Cole had to calm Frang down. Cole was a great guy.
You think he could steal?
Frang, a thief? Nah, not a chance. He's got principles. Fran's not just your regular Avalonian kid. He acts differently, like he's not from here. If there were to
Because I
hang
guess
him,
he's not.
I'd take his place. Well, no I wouldn't. But you know what I mean. Fran's a good one.
Does someone want to hang him?
Truly.
They just stumble upon a quest. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm Ellis. Goldsmithing is my life and passion.
Ah.
Between you and me, I feel like I'm losing my mind without it. When I hold tools and make beautiful things,
Blacksmith was looking for a goldsmith.
it feels like I can bring some light into this wretched world. I wish I was somewhere where I could just do some goldsmithing, but I'm a bit scared. So, here I am, sitting on my ass in some village listening to waves and the screams of seagulls and old men. Nothing to write home about, even if I still had one.
What were you doing before you joined up with the other refugees?
I was working as a goldsmith in a group of, let's call them, business people.
Business
I was once
people, huh?
traveling with a caravan that got attacked by him. Their chief was a smart guy. The moment he heard I was a goldsmith, he knew what to do with me. He got me converting all the jewelry they stole into new pieces. Do you want to hear what I did once?
Hang on. What audio shit? What the? Testing? 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 Okay, it kind of sounds fine now, but I did just hear something. Wait, when the NPCs speak? Okay, now that's weird. Okay, let's test. You worked with bandits?
Ah, come on. They were just people. They treated me well and respected my work. Everyone thinks that every bandit is a heartless murderer.
The downside of not having viewers, they can't tell me when my audio is shit when I don't realize. Jesus. How the hell did that happen then? I mean, seriously. Maybe I need to restart. Hang on. Let me just get through the dialogue first. Yeah, it's really weird that it's the game. I've never had this happen before. I mean, I didn't even check because I've never had an issue with the game audio. If there's ever an audio issue, it's a mic issue, right?
We went to Timberwall. The gang wanted to rob some merchant's house. We holed up in a seedy tavern and waited for the right moment. Then, one night they broke in, came back with a whole load of trinkets. Beautiful stuff. The moment I saw it all, I instantly knew what I wanted to craft. They gave me a couple of days. I tinkered for a bit, and then, ta-da! Brand new merchandise. After I was finished, I dressed myself all nice, went to that merchant's house and went, "Good morning, kind sir. I'm a goldsmith. My work is renowned in all of Camelot. Would you be interested in what I have to offer?" You know what he said? "Of course I would." That nonce bought the entire lot, even though I inflated the prices like a street peddler. And when I came back, the others couldn't believe their eyes. I thought I was gonna keel over. I miss that.
Okay, so see if restart fix it. That doesn't I don't know. I have to change the capture, audio capture in some way. Sounds fine so far.
What's left for someone like me?
Okay, let me find someone to talk to. Seems to be fine, maybe. Ah.
What do you want? To gawk at the beast? Well, I'll have to disappoint you. My Cole is not the monster you all believe him to be.
Seems fine. Yeah, restarting it actually seems to have fixed it. Man, was that happening the whole time? The whole stream? God damn. Ugh. Well, now I know, I suppose. In the future, I'll have to check the game audio as well as mic audio. Make sure that isn't happening. For whatever reason, I have no idea what even happened. It just needed a game restart. That's annoying. It's gonna be awful to listen to in the VOD. I spoke to the keeper who was burned.
Oh, really? And what exactly did he tell you? That the man in the cage is a monster? That he deserves death? No?
Chill.
Cole isn't like that. This isn't who he is.
You never said that.
Something is poisoning his mind and soul. I don't know what it is, or why it happened to Cole. But now we're all at the mercy of those damned keepers.
You're always at that mercy. You came here as refugees. Tell me more about what happened.
One evening there was a quarrel between our group, the villagers, and one of the keepers. They'd had a bit too much to drink and let some comments slip. They hurled insults at us, saying there's no place for us here, that we should just get the hell out of here because things are hard for everyone. Hard? Sure. I bet that bunch of wimps wouldn't last a week outside. All they do is sit in that keep of theirs, thinking they're the defenders of justice.
Was there a fight?
Well, Cole went mad. I've never seen him like that before. He attacked that keeper and bit him. It was serious, but the keeper survived. If it weren't for the other men from the village, things could have ended very differently. Afterwards, they chained Cole up and locked him in a cage. His condition started to worsen. They said a monster like him doesn't deserve a jail cell. Jail cells are for humans. Bastards.
They didn't kill him on the spot after something like that?
Surprising, isn't it? It seems that Quartermaster Fergus banned any kind of vigilante behaviour.
Smart.
And the local healer said he wants to make sure whatever made Cole this way isn't contagious.
Oh.
So
We
as
already
long as
know
that
that it seems to
question
be,
remains
right?
unanswered, we're at a standstill. But honestly, if anything happens to that keeper, I have no doubt Cole will be killed and will be thrown out of the keep.
When did Cole start feeling worse?
This might sound silly, but before we reached the keep,
Archspire, like what I
we
read in the
found a
book.
strange structure.
Okay, is that?
The locals
It is
call it the
being caused by
Archspire.
that.
In the morning, we realised everyone had a strange dream, but it was a little
Yeah,
different
okay.
for each of us.
Yeah.
Cole started acting
The book about the
weird
Archspire, I read that
after
yesterday.
that, and in time, it only got worse.
Can you describe how the evening went before the night you had the dream?
Well, it was pretty typical. We started a fire and threw some cobwebs into it.
Cobwebs?
Frank brought them back from one of his treks. That boy could always find them somehow. It was our protection from the night and the weirdness.
Oh, right, those.
Ellis was on watch that day, but from what he told us, he eventually fell asleep. We were lucky no one slit our throats.
Did he tell you what his dream was about?
No, only that, well, he didn't make much sense.
Ah.
But he was convinced that something bit him. He kept checking. It must have been some bug. Something changed by the weirdness. That must have caused his fever, his insanity.
What was your dream about?
I was in a strange place. Dark. Full of fog. Eerie. I was trying to find him. I called out, but no one answered. I was alone in the night, and then I kept falling, and falling, and falling. And then I woke up.
Where was your camp?
We set up camp near the Archspire. We hoped that bandits wouldn't dare to venture into a place like that. Well, now I know why we could have been right. With everything that's been happening lately, I'm ready to believe in every strange thing in this world.
Maybe you're gonna have to investigate the Archspire. Can I talk to him? I'm guessing not. Can you hear me? Okay, good talk. Ooh. Do you need anything? Ooh, okay, got it. Oh my god, why can I not jump in? Come on. A mute? Huh. Wait, I can take all of this? For some reason? Okay.
Bloody hell, look at this! The old place is in a shambles. Bunch of decrepit old coots. They do nothing but shuffle around, stare at walls, and sleep under leaking roofs. Can't even hammer a nail properly. I'm telling you, if I was still working here, this place wouldn't be falling apart. But
You're that
no
father I was
shite.
sent to
I
give the
can't even
medicine to?
stand to look at it, let alone live here. And who are you? What you want? You another one of Durar's freeloaders?
Ugh, I bet no one likes you. Deroxin.
I bloody knew it. Retirement my arse. It's shit. Never a moment of peace. At least when I was still working, there was always something to do. Now, so, what you want?
Derog asked me to bring you your medicine.
One day my boy got it into his stupid head that old Gaban is ill. Bullshit. They're all telling me I should do something about it, or else I'm done for. I'll be dead as a doornail in no time. Like hell I will. I'm still here, ain't I? I've served my time. I've lived me life. And now you can all kiss my arse. So there.
Oh, jeez. You don't look so good. Maybe you should do something about it.
Peace and quiet. Good one. I'll only have my peace and quiet when I'm finally dead. And that ain't gonna happen soon.
That fell.
At least when I'm with Finley, I don't need to listen to his nagging. Listen, they wanted Heber, that healer from the keep, to come here. He did. They wanted him to look me over. He did. Then he just threw up his hands, mumbled something to himself, and that was it. Hell, I should have been an healer. Wouldn't mind going around being a pain in everyone's arse for a living. These herbs. No idea what they're for. Heber said he doesn't know what's wrong with me, so there's no illness. I'm fit as a fiddle. Good thing that at least the one guy who hangs around, Finley's the name, doesn't nag me all the time.
Isn't that because he's a mute? Dark wanted to see you, but he didn't have a pass. I think he cares.
Yeah, right. He'd better focus on his job.
Finley is your caregiver? What?
Curious, aren't you? Fetch me a drink and we'll see about the chat.
Not that curious. Jesus. Alright, fine, whatever. Give one alcohol.
So, what was your question?
Finley is your caregiver?
Hold on. Finley is not my caregiver. He's my helper at most. Hey, first of all, I'm not a cripple who needs a decrepit dimwit running round after me. Secondly, do you know the problem with having a helper who's mute? He doesn't bloody talk. I mean, it's not all bad. At least I don't have to listen to even more bullshit. He puffs up like a marshmallow every time he tries to say something. But I don't understand shit.
So you're Darog's father?
You're digging a little deep, aren't you? Bring me a drink and I'll consider talking.
You kidding me? No.
Then you can kiss my arse. I ain't spilling my guts to strangers. Drinking buddies, though. If there's something you want to know, you'll need to treat me first.
Tell me about your service in the Swans of the South.
Why all the poking around?
No. Oh. Okay. Can't talk to you, huh? What is that? Fishing rod? Oh, well, that's meant to be a spear. I don't know what that's meant to be. Ron's Tavern. We'll have to have a look in there at some point. Interact? Weird. No building name? Guess I'll be taking everything. Thanks for all the free fish. No. Dreaming of owning property by the sea? Welcome to Driftwood Hollow, where the charm is salty, the houses are ventilated, and the views are mostly unobstructed by the collapsing pier. Every home here tells a story, mainly about leaky roofs, creaky floors, and ghosts who might cover your heating bill. By now, before the seagulls claim squatters' rights. 20k? Are you serious? 20k? That's a lot of money. I'm poor as hell.
What do you want? Who are you?
I want nothing, apparently. $50 wood? I didn't take that, did I? Shit.
Buy something or
F-
bugger off. Unless you've already bought from Orla. Then just bugger off.
Ooh. So you pursue potential customers by being rude? How's that working out for you?
Pursue potential customers. Listen here, pal. Clearly you don't understand how trading works in a place like this. I've no idea where you come from, but here, it's the potential customer who needs to pursue the vendor. And that vendor decides to sell to them or not.
You say so. You're not the only vendor.
Who makes the decision, not the other way around. How many people here do you think are offering to exchange goods for coins? I'll tell you, not bloody many.
You say so. What's this about? Oh, wait.
I wouldn't mind knowing that myself. She stole a lucrative business contract out from under me and my family, then made herself at home here. Damn those Timberwall merchants. Everyone's always yammering about Timberwall. Timber this, timber that. Bugger them all. Remember, good business, only with Quanacht. Fair prices, no bullshit.
What contract?
I just told you, a business contract.
Details, come on.
It's an agreement. Two sides.
No shit.
One sells, the other pays. Sometimes you can also exchange material goods. A barter transaction. But anyway, it fell through. The captain'd rather deal with that woman. Good riddance to her.
Going by your attitude, I'm not surprised.
Well, it's all water under the bridge now.
You're from Kunacht?
Yes, Kunacht. From a merchant family, to be specific. Though I've always wanted to join the Royal Geographers. To chart the uncharted. But I broke my leg. Badly enough that I couldn't travel anymore.
How did you end up here?
After the accident, I was stuck at home, sitting on my ass and looking after the books. It was driving me crazy. Not what I wanted from life. When that contract I told you about fell through, I stayed here for a bit. Lost track of time. My brother got worried, so he came looking for me. I told him I'm not going back empty-handed. So he said we might as well do business here then. He helped me set up the shop, then left for home.
Royal Geographers?
You've never heard of them? They're a guild of explorers, dating back to the Age of Legends. They travel across Avalon, documenting all the lost and forgotten places, crawling through hidden caves, discovering old ruins. That's what LSA and I dreamed of, though only one of us got to live it.
It's not as fun as it sounds, trust me.
Oh yeah? Maybe you wouldn't know a good thing if it bit you right in the ass. I swear, people these days.
So mad. I'm so mad. Who's Elise? Elise? Elise?
Well, a friend from back home.
Friend, huh?
It was a long time ago. We were both snot-nosed kids who didn't know any better. We'd run around Connacht, drawing maps of every corner we could find. And on the farms, LSA insisted on marking every stone in the fields. My mother used to get on my ass for wasting so much paper and charcoal. Good times.
What happened to her?
She got in with the geographers. Started running errands for them. Well, it was right after my accident. I might have acted a bit rashly. Said some things I shouldn't have. You know how it goes. We stopped talking, and then she left Connacht. Haven't seen her since.
What was the most unexpected thing about this place?
First thing I did when I arrived was ask the locals what this village is called. And they just said, wait for it, the village. There's also a sunken village nearby. So I asked them what that one was called, and they said, the Sunken Village. So I asked what it was called before it was flooded, and they told me, the village. How do you even work with that?
How long have you had your business near the Haunted of the South?
Long enough to know what sells. Not that I'd mind having a wider selection of goods, you know. Some more options on offer. But people here don't need much, so what you see is all I have. Then there's the refugees. For now, I guess they're good business. But long term, doubt it. Sooner or later they'll run out of money. They don't have any way to earn it since no one wants them here. They'll get kicked out, or they'll just leave and not come back. But there'll be others around to keep the businesses running, more or less.
Let's see what you have to sell. Absolutely nothing. Useless. Okay. Is that a bite? What was that noise? Okay, I see. Okay, 5 fish fillets. Okay. Whoops. Ah, whoops. Kind of hard work. Alright, I'm done. Oh. I'm done fishing. No more. Can I swim over there? There's a sunken village, huh? I wonder where it is. Whoa. Before anything, I should go in the tavern, shouldn't I? Hello. Ah, of course.
Did you hear about the captain's lockdown? Looks like the lads aren't too happy about it.
Yeah, but you know Fergus. He's got a stick up his ass. Only knows how to follow orders like a good little soldier. He's so uptight, he probably agrees with the captain. Thinks it's all necessary precautions and the like.
Now, speaking of precautions, what's all this talk I'm hearing about the weirdness creeping in? People are getting jumpy.
Ah, the weirdness. Got folks scared, all right. Used to be old stories to spook the young ones. But now, even the tougher lads are starting to believe there's more to it.
If the weirdness thing's real, we've got bigger problems than a lockdown.
Aye, and Fergus better pull that stick out of his ass and start focusing on the real threats, or we're all done for.
You see that? Not one, but two noble ladies in the tavern tonight.
Who?
That's a rare sight around here.
Aye, I saw 'em. You don't see their kind much in places like this. Makes you wonder what brings 'em down here.
One's Lady Elaine, a scholar from Farshire. Thought about talking to her, but I'd probably just make an ass of myself.
You would.
Elaine, eh? Yeah, she's known for her smarts. Better keep your mouth shut around her, unless you want to feel about as sharp as a blunt axe.
And the other one, Lady Elisa. Not as smart as Elaine, but she's certainly posh. Got the airs of royalty without the smarts to back it up.
Ha! Elisa, yeah. She's got the looks, but don't expect her to be cracking any books. Doesn't need to. Not with that Duncan by her side. Though from what I've seen, they don't seem to like each other all that much.
Yeah, I've noticed. They sit together but act like strangers. Makes you wonder why they even bother.
Probably all for show. I reckon Duncan's got his own problems, but Elisa, she's too wrapped up in herself to notice.
You see that? Not one, but two noble ladies in a tavern tonight. That's a rare sight around here.
Aye, I saw 'em. You don't see their kind much in places like this. Makes you wonder what brings 'em down here.
One's Lady Elaine, a scholar from Farshire. Thought about talking to her, but I'd probably just make an ass of myself.
Elaine, eh? Yeah, she's known for her smarts. Better keep your mouth shut around her, unless you want to feel about as sharp as a blunt axe.
And the other one, Lady Elisa. Not as smart as Elaine, but she's certainly posh. Got the airs of royalty without the smarts to back it up.
Ha! Elisa, yeah. She's got the looks, but don't expect her to be cracking any books. Doesn't need to. Not with that Duncan by her side. Though from what I've seen, they don't seem to like each other all that much.
Yeah, I've noticed. They sit together but act like strangers. Makes you wonder why they even bother.
Probably all for show. I reckon Duncan's got his own problems, but Elisa, she's too wrapped up in herself to notice.
Did you hear about the captain's lockdown? Looks like the lads aren't too happy about it.
Yeah, but you know Fergus. He's got a stick up his ass. Only knows how to follow orders like a good little soldier.
Okay.
He's so uptight, he probably agrees with the captain.
Enough
Thinks
rambling
it's
from you two. Shut up.
necessary precautions and the like.
Let's speak.
Oh, you're Elaine? Huh. This place is very quiet.
Beer from Kunacht, wine from Farshire, moonshine, only local, the best there is. And fish, lots and lots of fish. What's your poison?
Some time ago, one of the keepers left some important documents here.
No, I don't recall anything like that.
He said he left them after the last drinking bout.
No, listen. I don't know what's going on, but I doubt any of the keepers had anything important on them. Half of them couldn't tell the quartermaster's seal from a pile of horse dung someone stepped on.
I didn't mention the quartermaster's seal. He said they should still be at the Stale Lamb Tavern.
But that means... no. Impossible. What if... Holy moonshine. I remember. Sigibald. It was Sigibald who left those documents behind. I've no idea how you found out about it. Sigi. He's dead. Taken by a fever.
I met him. He asked me to get his documents back.
Aye, of course I have. I didn't just throw them in some cabinet. I was afraid they'd fall into the wrong hands. He was a good man. I wouldn't get rid of my only memento of him. Here, after what you said, I assume you'll make good use of them. Even though I'm still not sure what to think about it. Things are getting weirder and weirder in our beloved Avalon.
Tell me more about Sigibald. What was he like?
Well, he died like he lived, with a tankard in his hand.
the boys always said Sigi was a friend worth 5 others. And he was. He was a prankster like no other. Once, he slipped a rotten egg into the quartermaster's dinner. Never a dull moment with him, that's for sure.
Thanks. Need to go.
No problem. Listen, if by some miracle you really talked with Sigibald, please, give him my warm regards. I don't understand anything anymore.
So you think he's dead? What the hell? Tell me more about this place.
Well, first of all, it's not that old. Brenadin was already the captain when it was built. Why is it called that? Don't know. Probably because of all those old folks around. A lot has been happening here lately. Plenty of new faces. I definitely can't complain. I'm finally running a proper tavern. People come and go and the regulars drink as usual, as it should be. Daddy will be proud.
Did your father also run a tavern?
Aye, not here, obviously. You won't see your old man here unless your name's Dara. Mine sent me here because he hoped I'd make something out of my life. He never wanted me to pour a beer and look at the same tired mugs day in, day out, but as it turns out, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I got mauled by a werebeast during a hunt, and after that, the captain decided I wasn't any good for active service, so he sent me here. I was bored out of my mind, and since there wasn't one here, I decided to start a tavern. At least I'm not as bored anymore.
Ooh, he has so much wine to steal. Oh yeah. We need to raise the voiceover dialogue a little. Sounded a little quiet on stream. There's so much to steal in here. Oh wait, I can talk to you?
Who are you?
Damn, another NPC? So many.
This place is already crawling with your lot.
Wow.
It's like a Camelosian privy after a feast. In my day, you only saw old, familiar faces round here. And maybe we didn't all love each other. But a local is a local. It was easier to share with others, even when you didn't have much.
I'm not a refugee.
That's so. Fine. Whatever you say. But yeah, I could see that you don't really look like one of them. Just pass them through then. Shame it had to be now. Not so long ago, we'd have sat down and had a drink with the rest of the lads. Now I come here alone.
Why are you sitting here on your own?
I don't know. But you could put something on the table. And then maybe we can talk.
How many of you NPCs require me to give you friggin' alcohol? Jeez.
Thank you. That's better. We used to come here, the three of us. Me, Berg, and Fedley. But lately, something's gotten into Berg. And it all kinda fell apart. Hell knows what happened. One day he just stopped talking to us. We went to his house to get him. But he only cursed a blue streak at us. Say, mate.
Jeez,
you
okay.
feel like talking to an old obla. I feel bad for him, but I've got no more patience. And Finley. Let's just say Finley's no good at this stuff.
Alright, I'll speak with Berg.
You're talking. Ever since he got so maudlin, Berg usually sits alone by the sea.
Oh, was that the guy fishing? I think that was the guy fishing.
Off you go.
Not sure if I want to go through all that dialogue right now. I like your dress.
Excuse me, could you get me a clean glass?
That's
And
a
I
mug.
mean clean,
A
not
wood,
just
a wooden
wiped
mug,
3
not a
times
glass.
with a dirty rag.
Does this look like a place that has glasses? Do I look like a bar wench to you?
I'm not sure. I don't mean to say that you peasants all look the same, but you have to understand it's quite difficult for people like me to tell anyone apart in this dreariness. Especially since there seems to be so many people like you here. I thought the South was supposed to be more secluded.
People like you?
My name is Alyssa Murray, and I'm here with my husband, a very important cloth merchant. But surely you must have heard about our family.
No.
Not to brag, but we
I haven't
are
heard about
rather
anyone's family.
prominent. I am famed amongst Camelot's courtiers for throwing the most magnificent feasts.
Your dress is unique.
Thank you. I designed it myself. I wanted to blend in with the people of the South. The
What?
savage tribes, the brave light keepers. I wanted to make an homage to them with my new style, and I do believe I've succeeded. I can feel everyone here gazing at me with awe.
You're just staring at your boobs.
Give it a few
Yes,
weeks
definitely.
and
Everyone says your
will be
dress
trying
is
to copy me.
exquisite.
It happens in Camelot all the time. It's almost insufferable.
What are you doing in the South?
Well, my Duncan is here on business, of course. A very important contract with the Light Keepers. I decided to accompany him because I have never been to the South, and I've heard so much about its wild, untamed beauty. So far, it's turned out to be terribly dull. And the smell! It's like stale fish and sweat. Hopefully I don't have to suffer it much longer. Pray, tell me, do you know anyone here who would run a small errand for me?
Depends how annoying or what their orders. What kind of errand?
Oh, nothing major. You see, I've had my eye on this beautiful abandoned estate overlooking the sea. It's not very far from here, but it's far enough away from all this rabble. If we stay here for a while, I need a place for myself. You understand that, right? No offense, but
Is this a way for me to
living in a filthy room at
get
an
that
inn.
building for free or something?
When I asked the innkeeper to draw me a bath, he brought me a bucket. A bucket! Can you imagine?
Yes. Oh no, I don't think I can. That sounds like a terrible ordeal.
Finally, someone sympathetic to my plight. My Duncan has been heartless about it. He just keeps going on about how I was the one who wanted to come here.
I mean, you did.
He told me to deal with it. Can you believe that? The nerve of the man.
The nerve. Wait, does he know about your plans for the estate?
Well, what he doesn't know can't hurt him, can it? He should be glad that I can take care of myself. I'm not like the other high-born women, sitting around waiting to be handed everything on a silver platter. And besides, he knows better than to say no to me.
Can we get to the point?
Fine. The problem is that the manor appears to have some occupants.
Does
not
it?
legal ones, mind you.
Okay.
Who need to be evicted.
Alright, I'll just go kill them.
Forcibly, if there's no other way. You'll do it for me, won't you, dear? Splendid! I can't wait to start decorating. Maybe something nautical, to go with the sound of the waves crashing on the cliffs? Or do you think that's a trifle trite?
The 1%. You, a scar?
Hello, child.
You look
competent enough.
strange.
I can see that you're not of noble blood.
This is
Oh, no
wrinkles.
need to tell me that. I have tutored the children of aristocrats from all over Avalon. Fortunately for you, my opinion of them is not particularly high. Oh, and you don't look like one of the locals. Are you a visitor? Or an adventurer?
I like her voice. What's it to you?
You can talk. Now,
What the
I'm
fuck?
sure we'll get along. My name is Lady Elaine. I oversee the Farshire Library, the greatest collection of books in this part of Avalon.
Farshire?
By the All-Mother, don't tell me you don't know what Farshire is. The largest duchy in the middle of the island, with the wise Lady Kincaid in power, who has a hold over the entire territory.
Middle of the island.
Nothing? Oh, really?
Woman on the throne. That's interesting.
I know, child. I know. Everyone was surprised. Camelot turned up their noses at this for years. But after Lord Kincaid died and Aidan, Lady Kincaid's son, disappeared, the nobles of
How
Farshire
convenient.
decided she could stay on the throne. Even if Aidan had been alive, she would still be ruling as a regent until he came of age. But between you and me, he wasn't a very bright boy. So she would have been ruling until her death anyway. Oh, we're lucky to have her. Difficult times require determined leaders.
Difficult times?
Worse than ever. Oh, the wordness is thickening, and the roads are getting dangerous and unpredictable. That's why I'm here, wandering Avalon looking for solutions. If I don't do this, who will,
You want to fight the weirdness? How?
You're probably wondering what a feeble
Yes.
old lady who can't even lift a sword could possibly accomplish. But King Arthur didn't conquer Avalon just because he couldn't swing a blade. No, he had knowledge and enough wisdom to know how to use it.
He had Merlin.
Lady Kincaid wasn't happy when she found out about this idea. But all mother's mercy, I am her tutor. She cannot dictate what I do, no matter her standing.
Is there nobody who could help you?
Oh, do you mean a family? Oh, I've never had time for such trifles. No suitor was ever more interesting than a good book, nor did any of them smell better either. And I've raised enough of other people's children to never wish for my own.
Alright. I can help you out. Tell me what happened.
Oh, surprising. I'm looking for someone who will help me find a certain artifact. So, are you interested, child?
Sounds like some dungeon diving. This child needs to know the details first.
I came to the Horns of the South because I found a fascinating book. It referred to a certain object, a figure most likely, which has the ability to dispel the wordness like a menhir can. Apparently, it can be found on the ship called Andraste, which sank over 100 years ago.
I knew you were going to say it
somewhere
sank.
in this area. However,
Hmm.
when I asked those nincompoops about it, they just laughed at me. They said that the Andraste wasn't
Okay.
carrying anything of value, and even if it was, they wouldn't freeze their butts off in those chilly waters.
Tell me about this book.
The Last Voyage of the Andraste by Elvis the Lightkeeper. He was one of the more notable keepers. In his waning years, he became an adjutant to Captain Lex. But it's best if you read it yourself. You can read, can't you? Just
God.
be very careful. This is a very rare publication. Read it very carefully, and
It's
after
been
you're
underwater.
done, come to me, and I'll tell you more. A deal?
Fine. Could you hand me the book, my lady?
And they say young people don't want to learn anything. Come on, chop, 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 get to reading.
Jesus. Alright, let's have a look. The Last Voyage of the Andraste. By Elvis the Lightkeeper. It was not a good place, especially not for humans. The odd instruments used for God knows what, the signs written in a strange language, and that disturbing figure. To this day, the mere memory of it makes me shiver. And to think that all of this was, and maybe still is, lurking so close to the horns of the south. If you ask me, they should bury the entrance to that mine and seal it up forever. A mine? I tried to convince Captain Lex not to take anything from those accursed chambers, but he wouldn't listen. The four-armed figure didn't look like all that much to me, but I could see how alluring it was to the captain. It reminded me of those strange menhirs I heard about from the inland villages, only not so impressive in stature. On the captain's orders, we threw the cargo into the hold and steered towards the Island of the Dead and its island asylum. Island of the Dead. Writing these words and reflecting on everything that happened afterwards, I realize now how cruel that name is. Oh, it's quite a bit. I was wrenched from my musings by a roaring sound, almost like a clap of thunder. It knocked me off my feet, flinging me at the mast like a rag doll. Damn. It took a while for me to realize that something had hit the bottom of the ship, something huge. Ah. I wonder if that's the same thing that sank my ship. Water flooded the deck. People were running around screaming. Well, at least those who hadn't already been thrown overboard earlier. I had no idea what was happening. Did Nolly ram us into some rocks? Then came another blow. This time, port side. That was when I saw her. Every sailor in the south has heard stories about the terror from the deep. And there she was, her scaly body gleamed before my eyes for only a moment. But it was a sight that I'll never forget as long as I live. The ship was sinking, yet I could not stop staring at the spot where I had seen the sea monster. A moment later, a piece of the mast hit me in the head, and I was lost on consciousness. Huh. To this day, I do not know whether I owe my survival to the will of the gods, a twist of fate, or a whim of the monster. Why me? Was I chosen to tell this story? If so, then that is what I shall do, and I humbly offer my thanks to the forces I cannot comprehend for giving me the chance to fulfill this task. Night Fog. Interesting.
And? Have you read The Last Voyage of the Andraste?
Yes.
Oh, splendid, splendid. Oh, it's an excellent book, don't you think? Now, let's test your reading comprehension.
I mean, it's like a page long.
According to Elvis the Lightkeeper, in the mine near the Horns of the South, they found something that they took with them on the ship. Do you remember what that was, child?
Figurine of a fourth.
That's right. This is the artifact I'm looking for. One that might be vital to repelling the wordness. According to Elvis's description, the figure is smaller than a menhir, and light enough that they were able to carry it to the ship without any trouble. Were it small, it would probably have been placed in Captain Lex's quarters instead of in the hold. I've estimated it should be
How the hell am I meant to bring that back?
1 meter tall. Good. Next question. What was the Andraste's destination?
Island Asylum.
Correct. Be very careful with what I'm about to tell you. But some believe that the Red Priests are dedicated to studying the wordness instead of the Red Death. Captain
I'd believe
Lex
it.
must have thought they'd pay him generously for a four-dweller artifact. Last question. What sank the Andraste?
Sea monster.
Yes, you did well, child. I can see that you were paying attention. According to Elvis, the Andraste was sunk by the legendary terror from the deep. But if you want to know more, ask your keeper friends. They should be much better informed.
Maybe I will.
All you need to do is find the wreck of the Andraste and retrieve the mysterious figure.
Alright. Where exactly did she sink?
Oh, if only I knew.
Ocean's pretty big.
It must have happened somewhere on the way between the Horns of the South and the Island Asylum. Oh, but where exactly? Fortunately, I know something that could help us. In the Horns of the South Museum, there are some extremely interesting books and documents lying around and collecting dust. Can you imagine having such treasures at hand and choosing to completely ignore them? Oh, barbarians.
Right. I did hear about a museum. Forgot about that.
Andraste's logbook, which was saved by Alvis. I've read it, of course, but I know nothing about sailing. I'm sure such a competent child as yourself will handle it much better. Go to the Horns of the South Museum, read the logbook, and then tell me whether you managed to locate the wreck of the Andraste.
Alright. Oh. Access the station here. Nice.
Oi, Noel! What if I...
Okay. Hang on. I'm going for a break for about now. I'll probably be back after the hour. I mean, probably. That's the plan, at least. I'll see how my throat feels, at least, I suppose.